Hey Pokemon trainers, welcome to Training Riolu. My name is Roy. I'm going to be talking to you about what's going on in Pokemon Go this weekend. This video is going to be highlighting the Fusion Kyurem Raid Day that's happening this weekend from 2 to 5 on Saturday, January 10th. Before I hop into the details on the Kyurem Fusion Raid Day, I want to say that there is a video that I created for the January Go Pass. And then I also made a video about what's happening in Pokemon Go this week, highlighting the Pinch Perfect event. So those two videos, I'll put a link to the description below. And I do want to mention too, there was an article written by GoHub about the spawns being switched up. So one of the things of note is that Pyroar, Alolan Ninetales, Magikarp, Sock, Magneton, Drillbur, Houndstone, and Helioptile are being cited in different places, which indicates that these non-common Pokemon that are being cited suggest that there's an update that are altering where Pokemon spawn. Another thing that of note from this article was saying that like different numbers of Pokemon are spawning in different places. And so I'll leave a link to that article below in the description as well, so that way you guys can read up on that. But let's hop into what's happening in Pokemon Go this weekend. On Saturday, January 10th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., we will get alternating raids between Fusion Kyurem, White Form and Black Form, Zekrom, and Reshiram forms. So those will alternate between raids for Zekrom and Reshiram. The bonuses for this event is that Reshiram, Zekrom, Black Kyurem, and White Kyurem will appear more frequently in raids. These raid bosses will alternate each half hour during the event hours. Reshiram and Black Kyurem will appear first in raids. It'll alternate followed by Zekrom and White Kyurem, and that will bounce back and forth every half hour. You will receive up to 5 additional raid passes from spinning photo gyms for a total of 6 free raid passes. And there will be an increased chance to encounter Shiny Reshiram, Shiny Zekrom, and Shiny Kyurem in raids. The remote raid passes limit will increase on Friday, January 9th at 5 p.m. going until January 10th at 8 p.m. The remote raid pass limit will increase to 20 remote raid passes that you can use. And there's going to be an event ticket for $4.99 that will give you 8 additional raid passes for doing in-person raids. You'll get an increased chance to earn rare XL candies. And then you'll also get from this event ticket 50% more XP from raid battles and 2 times Stardust from raid battles. So you can purchase that ticket in the Go web store or on your Pokemon Go app in the store. And you can also gift this event ticket to friends, but your friend level needs to be great friend or higher. The Pokemon in raids will be Reshiram, Zekrom, Kyurem Black, and Kyurem White. And so, again, those Pokemon will be alternating. Once you defeat the Kyurem Black and Kyurem White, the Pokemon will unfuse and you'll just catch Kyurem. But as it was said before, Kyurem will have a higher chance of being shiny. And when you do Reshiram raids and Zekrom raids, those will also have a chance to be shiny. I will make a note, these raids will not have special backgrounds, but you can fuse Kyurem with Pokemon that do have special backgrounds from the Go Tour from 2025. Kyurem, Reshiram, and Zekrom with backgrounds. You can use one of those Pokemon to fuse with the Pokemon that you earn from this event to get a background on there, but they will not have backgrounds from raids this weekend. When you do raid Kyurem Black and Kyurem White, you will earn fusion energy. So there will be 1000 volt fusion energy, 30 Kyurem candy, and 30 Zekrom candies from doing Kyurem Black. And then you will earn 1000 blaze energy, 30 Kyurem candy, and 30 Reshiram candy from doing Kyurem White. So when you defeat the fused Pokemon in raids, you will get those fusion energies with 30 candies for both Pokemon that you're defeating. It's not often that these Pokemon are going to be in raids, so this is a good chance to stock up on fusion energy for Zekrom and Reshiram to fuse with Kyurem. Fused Kyurem, Kyurem Black, and Kyurem White will have adventure effects with specific moves. In order to use the adventure effect, you'll have to use 5,000 Stardust, 5 Kyurem candies, and that will allow you to either activate the adventure effect Free Shock or the adventure effect Ice Burn. When you use the move Free Shock, Pokemon that you encounter won't be able to move, making them easier to catch. This also makes Pokemon easier to catch with connected accessory devices. So like if you have a catcher, Free Shock will make those Pokemon easier to catch. Whereas Ice Burn, the target ring in Pokemon encounters will move more slowly, making it easier to land excellent throws. This also makes it easier to catch with gachas with Pokemon catchers. So in order to use Free Shock, in order to use Ice Burn, the Kyurem that you fuse with a Reshiram or Zekrom has to have the move Glaciate, and then you'll be able to have those adventure effects on your fused Pokemon. It will also cost 5,000 Stardust and 5 Kyurem candies to activate the adventure effect. Using 5 Kyurem candies and 5,000 Stardust will only give you 10 minutes of the effect time. So you can stack that up and make it last longer. And you cannot learn Free Shock or Ice Burn using a charged TM or an elite TM. You have to have Glaciate on Kyurem before you fuse the Pokemon. When battling Kyurem Black and Kyurem White, it looks like you're going to need about 2 to 4 Pokemon trainers to defeat this Pokemon. Kyurem Black is going to use Shadow Claw and Dragon Tail as fast moves, but it could have Fusion Bolt, Blizzard, Stone Edge, Outrage, or Iron Head when fighting you. So one of those charged moves will be a move that it can use. Kyurem Black's weaknesses are going to be Fighting type Pokemon, Rock type Pokemon, Steel type Pokemon, Dragon type Pokemon, and Fairy type Pokemon. When you defeat Kyurem Black, the Kyurem CP that you're going to be looking for is 2042. If it's weather boosted though, the CP that you're going to be looking for is 2553. That's going to be the perfect Kyurem. When you're fighting Kyurem White, his fast moves are going to be Steel Wing, Ice Fang, or Dragon Breath. His charged moves are going to be Fusion Flare, Blizzard, Focus Blast, Ancient Power, or Dragon Pulse. But he will have the same weaknesses as Kyurem Black: Fighting type moves, Rock type moves, Steel type moves, Dragon type, and Fairy type moves. And it will have the same CP that you're looking for because it'll be Kyurem. Kyurem Hundo CP is 2042, not weather boosted. Weather boosted is 2553. All right. So you will also be able to fight Reshiram and Zekrom. Reshiram will have the fast moves Fire Fang and Dragon Breath, but its charge moves will be Overheat, Stone Edge, Draco Meteor, and Crunch. But its weaknesses will be Ground type Pokemon, Rock type Pokemon, and Dragon type Pokemon. This raid says you'll also need 2 to 4 trainers to defeat Reshiram. I think that's only 2. But when you catch Reshiram, the Hundo CP is going to be 2307. If it's weather boosted, you're looking for 2884. Okay. Zekrom, when you're fighting Zekrom, he will have the fast moves Charge Beam and Dragon Breath, or Dragon Breath, I should say. And then he will have the charged moves Wild Charge, Outrage, Crunch, and Flash Cannon. Zekrom's weaknesses are going to be ground type moves, Ice type moves, Dragon type moves, and Fairy type moves. When you defeat Zekrom, he will have the same CP that you're looking for as Reshiram, 2307, or if it's weather boosted, 2884, and that's going to be the Hundo. So good luck. Gather a couple of friends to dispatch of these Pokemon readily, and hopefully you can get yourself a Shundo of all 3 of these Pokemon. When you encounter Reshiram from raids, it will know the charged attack Fusion Flare. When you encounter Zekrom in raids, it will know the charged attack Fusion Bolt. And then Kyurem encountered in raids may know the charged attack Glaciate. So that's something that was important to point out. But hey guys, that's going to be the video for what's going on in Pokemon Go this weekend. Thanks for hanging out with Training Riolu and getting your information for Pokemon Go here. Best of luck. We only have 3 hours, so it's a bit of a time crunch to get all of the fusion energy that you might be looking for these Pokemon. I'd imagine that if you're doing raids, you're probably going to want to focus on doing Kyurem raids. But yes, you can get Reshiram and Zekrom. And if you're looking for those Shundos, those are going to be the raids that you can do. But hey, best of luck. Thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget to level up. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.